What we doing today? Sorry. What we doing, man?
Do a video about dragons, man.
Dragons? Alright, let's get it going now. What's up, people? It's the Unrelated Twins again. It's Contrix.
Nancy too.
And as Leonard Tutu just said, we're going to talk about dragons, how to beat dragons b10, right? So we're going to start off by explaining which monsters you want to use, and Leonard Tutu is going to get you started with that.
So you want to start off with Pheromonas, which you had probably from Giants. His role in this team is to cleanse dots.
Yeah, so who you also have from Giants, and which is the next monster, is b10. b10 is basically going to heal and strip the boss from the immunity. Plus, he's gonna have a defense break on the first kill. So Bella is the next monster you want. Are we gonna explain the runes, the stats, one time?
Yeah, at the end after we finish.
All right.
Okay, so next one you want is Siggy, like Sigmara, sorry, the Water Phoenix, or Magic Knight, or Tiomars or something. A water attacker is best option. Or if you had like luck enough to have pulled like a Chow or Camilla, I don't know if Camilla is a good idea, but a water attacker, then put him there for Lyca's place in this case.
Yeah. So that's your damage here, and then you want somebody to buff attack and defense, which can be Megan. Megan is the best option because she buffs the team. She gives the defense buff and an attack buff, and besides that, she also strips the boss from will runes, and she adds dots on the first skill sometimes. And she buffs the attack bar, so she does multiple things. So Megan is very good in dragons.
So, yeah, you want to talk about Galleon real quick? Then I'm gonna finish, and then I'm gonna do Konami, and then I'm gonna finish it up.
Oh yeah, I thought I was gonna do it at the end.
Oh, okay. So, and then if you're lucky enough to pull further hill, or you build Spectra, you can use it on the Spectra's place, or use Spectra as your control attack bar type monster.
Alright, so those are the monsters. The rune recommendations.
Hold up real quick. And for Pheromona's place, you can use Konamiya, also because he cleanses. And for Bella's place, you could use Chillings with strips, or you could add them with them too.
Alright, so that's your basic team that you want to run in the beginning. The rune recommendations. Well, for the support monsters, is always the same. Megan, Spectra, Vertihill, Bella, and Vera. Maybe you got Konamiya in there. So those are the support monsters. You want speed on them, HP, maybe some defense, and accuracy sometimes for Bella and Megan because they have to strip the boss, right? So that's everything for this the support monsters. And you want Bella and Megan to be at least above 180 speed. On Swift, you would want them above 200 speed. That's the basic rule. So those are the rune recommendations. So for the attacker.
And also, yeah, like your support monsters like Megan in this case, Bella and Spectra should have some accuracy, like around 50%. So that they will like land to strip, land to armor break as much as possible.
Yep, and then
we're gonna start to run.
Well, your attacker, it speaks for itself. You want him to just deal damage, so you don't want any HP or speed. Well, maybe a little bit of speed, but attack, crit damage, attack, crit rate, attack if you can't get enough crit rate. So
attack, crit damage, HP if possible, also.
So now we're gonna show the run and show you how it works, right? So there we go. If my run doesn't go as planned, since I don't have the Monsters rune as well anymore, since I use advanced team now for dragons, it might fail, but this is just an example, right? So it's the same as giants up until the boss.
We should talk about rune monster order synchronization.
Oh yeah, the synchronization. So in which order they move? Are you gonna tell them or?
Oh, you tell them.
Okay, so the first monster that's gonna move should be either in a normal situation it should be Megan, since she buffs the attack bar and she buffs your team with attack buff and defense buff, so she should be the fastest on your team. It also could be Varimus because you just have him so fast because you want him to cleanse as many times as he can, right? So it's either Varimus or Bella. So it's going to be probably Megan, then Varimus is going to move. Then the next monster you want to move is, if you have Spectra in there, it's probably going to be Spectra. So the first three monsters are definitely Megan, Pharaoh, Spectra, right? Because Spectra is going to slow them down. Then Bella is gonna move for the heals, the defense break, the strip on the boss, and all that stuff. And the last one is always your damage dealer, since then the defense break is on there, the attack buff is applied by Megan, and then he can deal as much damage as he can, right? Because your attacker shouldn't be as fast as your support monsters. That's absolutely not faster. So that's the normal order. And as Leonard C2 said, you can add Vertigo in there instead of Spectra. And there's a lot of speculation about how you should rune Vertigo. There's actually two options. Do you want to tell them about it?
Which are the two options?
The slowest of your team or the fastest.
Oh no, you tell me about it because I don't. I know
Uh,
about the slowest, but the
yeah.
fastest I don't.
So the thing with Vertigo is everyone wants Vertigo in their team when you get him, right? So we're going to explain how to use Vertigo. When you get Vertigo instead of Spectra and put him in your team instead of Spectra, you have two options how to remove Vertigo. You can have him the fastest of your team because Vertigo buffs the attack bar by 50% on first turn, 40% on first turn, my bad.
First.
First turn he hits 2 times.
Oh, alright.
20% for every time, right? Whatever.
Does he increase the attack bar?
He increases the attack bar, right? And the two options you got is to have him the fastest, so he buffs your team attack bar to the fullest in the beginning straight away, and your whole team moves. And the way most people have him ruined, and I also have him ruined like that, is the slowest of your entire team, just underneath your attacker. So if your attacker has 150 speed, Verdale would be 149 to speak like that. So you can have him the slowest, and the advantage you get from having him as the slowest monster in your team is that your whole team has 0 attack bar because they all moved, and then Verdale is gonna buff the attack bar as much as he can. Because when your team is in the beginning and he goes as the first monster, they already have their attack bar almost full, so he doesn't buffs to the fullest as he can, right? So he doesn't buff as much as he can. So, but that's a lot of things about runes, and we can explain that further in a rune video or whatever. But that's the options you got with Vertigo. And are there any other things you want to tell about the runes of the run?
Oh, we should talk about the run. Like you see, the right crystal is putting on immunity every turn,
Yeah,
every time it gets a turn.
real quick. Oh, damn, there we go.
So,
yeah, the run filled because I don't have my monster's rune, right?
revive.
Revive him?
Yeah.
There you goes. Here we go, we back. That's what you should do. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I never do that. But yeah, like the left crystal puts dot on you. Like every time it gets a turn, the right crystal puts cleanses the dragon and puts immunity on it for 3 turns. So yeah, and the dragon itself, after a certain point, the attack of the dragon will increase if there are dots on your monster. So that's why you want Pheromones to cleanse as much as possible. That's, I think, here the damage is increased after suffering harmful effects. So yeah. Oh yeah, and also if you destroy one of the towers, one of your monsters will get killed. And after you see this, look, if his HP comes below 30%, his attack power will also increase. So you want to kill him if at the end as fast as possible, otherwise your team will wipe.
Yeah, so that's the run. Oh yeah, let me replay it. So the next topic is what you want to move on to. So when you have your basic team with Sigmarus or the Water Magic Knight or whoever is your attacker in there, and this basic team, you got it running right and you got it running steady, and you want to move on to a faster run. First off, you want to move on to a team that has Galleon in it, right?
Yeah.
So then you, most of the people replace Galleon with Megan. So then Megan is out of there. I would just put Stella to just see Stella as Sigmaris or whatever. So put Galleon in there instead of Megan and see if they survive without the defense buff of Megan. And Galleon will put more defense break and 3-turn attack buff. So your team will do more damage overall in the whole game.
Buff, right?
2 turns? Oh, my bad. So your team will do more damage, right? And then after that one, you can even deal without having Varamos in there, for example, or having Spectra in there. You can put either another attacker, I guess.
Yeah, but we will discuss this like in another video, maybe like discuss speed teams or more speedier teams, like an advanced build. So you want to wrap it up?
Yep, so that was pretty much it. So yeah, just Keep the basic things in your head. The basic team. Most important thing is stripping, healing, cleansing, armor break, and that's pretty much it. So that's it, right? That's it, right?
No, no, man, that ain't it, man.
That,
Stop it, man.
that
I put it in the screen for you.
this,
Pop them.
you know.
One pop from shop.
Okay.
Oh wait, there's not one pop from shop. One pop, just one pop.
Just
guys.
one pop. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
roll it up.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
like, all right.
Are you
Stop it.
listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.